Everyone calls me brave for cutting them out, for choosing myself after years of emotional chaos I'm still scared to describe out loud. But if I'm being honest, I didn't leave because I found strength. I left because I finally realized what I'm capable of when someone pushes me past the point of being human. I don't even know how to open this without my voice shaking. My girlfriend threw a party, a full-blown party, on the same day I buried my mom. Let me back up before my blood pressure starts rising again. My mom passed away 8 days ago. Just, gone. 1 minute she was texting our group chat about making her famous Sunday roast, and a few hours later she was lying on the kitchen floor. They said it was a stroke, fast and brutal. She never even made it to the hospital. She was only 56. 56. I've been moving through life like a robot since then, just trying to keep myself from falling apart in public. My name's Matthew. I'm 30, a software engineer in Seattle. My girlfriend, well, ex, I guess, is Riley, 27. She runs a bar and tries to build her Instagram brand on the side. We've been together 2 years. She moved into my apartment 6 months ago. The funeral was down in Oregon, where my parents live. I drove down early to help my sister and dad plan everything. It was small, just family, close friends, and a ton of tears. It was exactly the kind of quiet, peaceful goodbye Mom would have wanted. Riley was supposed to fly in the morning of the service. She promised she'd be there, told my dad she wanted to support me, hugged me, and said, "I'll be right by your side." Instead, right before the service started, I saw a text pop up from her. "Babe, I can't stop throwing up. Food poisoning. I'm so sorry. I love you." I stared at it for a minute. I was disappointed, yeah, but what was I supposed to do? Argue with someone who said they were sick? I texted her back, told her to rest, and tried to push it out of my mind so I could focus on Mom. The ceremony was beautiful. Painful, but beautiful. We'd moved to the gravesite, everyone quiet except the pastor reading his final words. And just as my mom's casket was being lowered into the ground, I felt my phone buzzing in my pocket. I shouldn't have checked it. God, I wish I hadn't checked it. It was Riley. "Hey, can you grab wings and nachos on your way back? Also, can your morning stuff wait a bit? I'm hosting a watch party tonight. Living room's a wreck. Wings. Nachos. A watch party." While my mom was literally being buried in front of me. I kept rereading the messages like maybe my brain was misfiring. But nope. That was it. No mention of my mom. No, "How are you holding up?" Just snacks and cleaning. I put my phone back in my pocket and forced myself to look at the casket. I don't even remember half of what the pastor said after that. I just heard Riley's texts bouncing around in my head like an echo I couldn't shut off. I drove back to Seattle later that day. 4 hours alone in a car with nothing but my thoughts. I got to my building around 8, stepped off the elevator, and I could hear music blasting from down the hall. I unlocked the door, still wearing my funeral suit, and walked into what looked like a low-budget frat movie. Strangers everywhere, people I'd never seen before, drinking on my couch, leaving pizza boxes open on my coffee table, tapping beer cans against my kitchen counter like it was a bar. Someone was legit playing beer pong on my counters. Before I could even speak, Riley came out of the bedroom wearing a dress I'd bought her for her birthday, laughing, holding a drink, posing for somebody's phone camera like she was hosting Coachella. "Oh, perfect timing," she said, like I was her delivery guy. "We're out of tequila. Can you do a liquor store run?" I didn't yell. I didn't storm in. I just stood there in the doorway like my soul had left my body. I quietly said, "I buried my mom today." The room went dead silent. For 2 seconds. Then Riley rolled her eyes, actually rolled her eyes, and said, "Yeah, that's horrible, obviously. But life doesn't stop, Matt. I invited my friends. I needed a distraction from all the heavy energy you've been dumping on me. You've been, kind of depressing." Depressing. I looked around at the mess in my home, her friends lounging around like squatters, all of this happening on this specific day, and I don't even know how to describe what snapped inside me. I just said, "Get out." Riley laughed like I just told a bad joke. "Babe, don't be weird. I live here too." I stared at her. "The lease has one name on it. Mine. You moved in here with a suitcase and a ring light. Get out." She stopped laughing. I took my phone out and she immediately panicked. "Who are you texting?" "My dad," I said. "Your dad?" I sent him a screenshot of the exact messages she'd sent me at the burial. No commentary. Just the screenshot. Riley's face drained, like the blood in her body evaporated. She sputtered, You can't send private texts to my dad." I already did. Suddenly, the partygoers couldn't leave fast enough. Someone bumped into me on the way out and whispered, "Sorry for your loss," like they were escaping a haunted house. 20 minutes later, there was a knock. It was her dad, Mr. Adams. One look around the apartment, at the trash, the spilled beer, the dress Riley was wearing, and the man looked like he might explode. "You threw a party today of all days?" he said. Riley tried to shrug it off like it was no big deal. "Dad, it's not that deep. Everyone is being dramatic." He looked like she'd slapped him. His voice cracked when he spoke. "You texted him about party food, while he was burying his mother. That is deep. After everything I told you about losing your uncle, do you remember what that did to me? To us?" I froze. I didn't even know Mr. Adams had lost a brother. He turned to me, eyes full of guilt. "I am so sorry, son. I raised her better than this. I thought I did." Then he turned back to Riley. "Grab your things. You're coming with me. Tonight." Riley burst into tears, clinging to the doorframe like it would save her. "This is my home. He can't just kick me out." "I can," I said. "And I am. 3 trips. That's how long it took to get all her clothes, her makeup, her ring lights, her influencer gear, everything she'd cluttered the apartment with. She kept looking at me after each trip, like waiting for me to break down and say, "No, stay." But I had nothing left to give her. Not anger. Not forgiveness. Not anything. I just held the door open. Once they were gone, I locked the door and collapsed onto the floor. I cried harder than I've ever cried in my life. For my mom. For everything I'd been holding in. For the betrayal in my own home. When the tears ran out, I spent the night cleaning dried wing sauce off my walls and soaking beer out of my carpet. My apartment smelled like a sticky dive bar at closing time. Now I'm lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and I can't sleep. I'm just exhausted. Emotionally, mentally, physically done. And I don't know what to do next. I honestly thought that once Riley walked out of my apartment with her dad, that was it. You know that feeling when you close a door and expect peace on the other side? Yeah. I didn't get that. The very next morning, before I even got out of bed, my phone lit up with messages from her, long paragraphs, no punctuation, like her guilt and rage were spilling straight onto the keyboard. "Hope you're happy. You ruined my life. My dad won't even look at me because of you. You destroyed my relationship with my family. I loved you and you repaid me with hate." Before my brain could even finish waking up, she hit me with the classic emotional grenade. I blocked her. Simple. Done. Or at least I thought it was done. Not even 2 hours later, new numbers started buzzing. How could you throw her out when she was grieving too? You're a monster for using her dad against her. Then more messages, different numbers, different voices, same theme. I blocked them too. I figured it was her friends being dramatic. But then things started getting creepy. I began getting texts from numbers I'd never seen, saying things like, "Riley finally told us what you did. You always play the victim. Typical abuser behavior." Abuser? I sat there rereading those words, feeling like someone had punched me in the chest. I didn't even know who these people were. Then it clicked. A coworker came up to me in the break room, phone in hand, eyes wide. He follows her on Instagram. She had written a whole public essay, this glamorous breakup epilogue, about how she escaped a controlling partner, and how I was using grief as an excuse to mistreat her. According to her story, I lashed out physically while she was trying to comfort me. Hundreds of comments, all cheering her on like she just finished a marathon of survival. "You're so brave, Queen. Proud of you for choosing yourself. No one deserves emotional abuse." I felt sick. Like the ground tilted under my feet. Then the phone rang again, but this time, it was my landlord. He sounded tense, confused. A woman claiming to be my girlfriend told him I was illegally subletting to her and keeping her from her own home. She demanded a key to her apartment because I had locked her out. Thankfully, my landlord had common sense. The lease shows one name, mine. I told him everything, emailed him screenshots of her burial day texts. He paused, then said, "Jesus, kid. Don't worry. She's not getting a key." I thought that was the worst of it. It wasn't even close. Later that day, an old coworker messaged me. "Don't know what's happening with you and Riley, but she's telling people you got physical with her during a fight about your mom. Figured you'd want a heads up." Physical? I've never even slammed a door near her, let alone touched her in anger. The only time my voice ever rose above normal was the night I kicked her out. That's it. That's when the panic turned into survival mode. I started saving every message, every comment, every lie she spread. Screenshots, dates, phone numbers, if it existed, I documented it. Then I got a call from Mr. Adams, her dad. His voice was tight, like he'd been stewing over something. "Matthew, I need to warn you. I overheard her talking on the phone. She was talking about showing up at your workplace. I don't think she's going to stop." My stomach dropped into my shoes. On his advice, I emailed HR. Just the facts, no drama, no emotion. I explained that my ex had been harassing me and spreading false accusations, and that if she showed up, security needed to step in. My manager responded within minutes, "We'll take care of it." 3 days later, I walked to the parking garage after work and froze. My car looked like it had been attacked by Wolverine. Deep, jagged scratches carved down both sides. And on the hood, etched into the paint like someone wanted the world to see it, one single word: liar. The garage had cameras. Security checked them. The footage showed a person in a hoodie at around 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't see the face, but the height, the build, the way they moved, it looked exactly like Riley. I filed a police report. The officer looked genuinely sympathetic, but he told me that without a clear face, it wouldn't be enough on its own. I showed him everything I had. The messages. The harassment. The Instagram lies. The landlord situation. He told me to keep documenting everything. I barely slept that entire week. Every time someone walked past my apartment door, I jolted awake. I kept checking my tires before driving. I started looking over my shoulder walking to the office bathroom. The only place I felt even slightly safe was work, because at least there, someone could witness whatever she tried. Then Tuesday came. I was buried in code at my desk when my desk phone rang. Reception. "There's a woman here who says she's your girlfriend. Security is with her." I felt my heart kick against my ribs. I walked to the lobby, palms sweating, and there she was. Riley. Polished up like she was attending brunch, not stalking her ex soft curls, perfect eyeliner, holding a coffee like she was offering peace. She waved at me with this sweet little smile. "Hey babe, can we talk somewhere private?" "I'm not your boyfriend," I said quietly. "And you need to leave." The smile cracked. "Just 5 minutes. Please." "No. Leave." And just like that, her face transformed. All sweetness evaporated. Her voice sharpened, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Fine. If you won't talk, I'll just tell everyone what you really are. Controlling. Isolating. Textbook abusive. My therapist agrees with me. I stared right at her. You don't have a therapist. That's when security stepped forward. Ma'am, you need to leave the premises. Riley turned to the crowd gathering behind them, eyes wide, like she wanted to perform for her audience. She was about to open her mouth and make a scene. When something happened I did not expect, Riley scanned the growing crowd, the security guards, the curious coworkers, me standing there with my arms crossed and zero expression left to give her. I could actually see the moment she realized her performance wasn't working anymore. Her face twisted, desperate, furious. And then she said it. Loud. Sharp. Meant to wound. Hope your dead mom is proud of you. Before I could even react, she hurled her coffee. It wasn't an accident. She aimed. The lid flew off midair, and steaming coffee splashed across my chest and neck. I sucked in a breath so fast it scraped my lungs. The heat stung, and my entire shirt clung to me like a soaked rag. People around us gasped, yelling for security. 2 guards grabbed her instantly, pinning her arms before she could throw anything else. She kicked, screamed, tried to twist out of their grip. And all the while, there were cameras, multiple angles. The building cameras. Visitor check-in cameras. Coworkers' phones held up without hesitation. HR called me upstairs immediately. They pointed me to the sink, gave me cold compresses, asked if I needed urgent care. I didn't, thank God, but the burn marks on my neck were still red and sensitive. Then came the question I'd been dodging for weeks. Do you want to press charges? Before that moment, I kept hesitating. I kept thinking, if I just wait this out, maybe it'll stop. Maybe she'd calm down, lose interest, move on. But standing there soaked in coffee, skin burning, shirt ruined, and dignity barely hanging on, I realized waiting wasn't protecting me. It was enabling her. Yes, I said. My voice shook, but it wasn't fear. It was relief. I want to press charges. The police arrived quickly. They took my statement, collected footage, talked to security, reviewed HR reports, looked at the car damage, the texts, the stalking attempts, the false accusations, everything. The officer looked up from his notes and said plainly, "You're building a strong case for a restraining order. You're doing the right thing." I hadn't posted a single word about all this online. No vague breakup quotes, no storytime exposés. I didn't want drama, I just wanted peace. A few of our mutual friends started reaching out, confused after Riley's posts about escaping abuse. So, I sent them screenshots privately. No commentary. No insults. Just the truth. One of those friends, someone who'd known Riley longer than I've even been with her, shared one screenshot on her page. No names. No tags. Just a simple, brutal truth. If you can text this while someone's burying their mom, you are the problem. That one screenshot spread like wildfire. People recognized the situation instantly. Comments flooded Riley's page calling her out for lying, for weaponizing abuse narratives, for throwing a party during a funeral. She panicked. First she argued. Then she deleted. Then she locked her account and went private. The court hearing is next week. My attorney says the restraining order is basically inevitable now. Between security footage, text messages, witness statements, vandalism, and harassment, there's no angle for her to twist. And Mr. Adams, her dad, personally told me he'll testify. He saw the night she got kicked out. He knows what she did. He knows exactly who she's been becoming. I didn't want any of this. I never wanted lawyers or police reports or evidence folders. I just wanted to bury my mother without chaos attached to it. I wanted space to grieve the person who raised me with love and patience and quiet strength. Instead, I've spent 2 weeks fighting off someone who was supposed to love me. Now I'm angry. Not because she hurt me, but because she stole time I should have spent mourning my mom. Because every moment I could have been remembering her, I was defending myself. I want my peace back. I just miss my mom. And when this court date comes, I'm finally choosing myself. For her. I barely slept the night before the hearing. My brain wouldn't shut up. I kept replaying every moment of the past month, every text, every lie, every time Riley tried to destroy my reputation, and I kept worrying I'd somehow forgotten one crucial piece of proof. I kept imagining the judge looking at me and saying, "There's not enough here." Turns out, I didn't need to worry. My lawyer walked in carrying a binder that looked like it could crush a small animal. And inside that binder, was everything. And I mean everything. The funeral text with timestamps next to the burial time. The security footage of Riley throwing hot coffee at me in my office lobby. The parking garage footage of a figure matching her build keying my car. Screenshots of every harassment message from unknown numbers. A written statement from my landlord about her trying to get a key by lying. Testimony from coworkers who'd heard the rumors she spread about me. It was an absolute avalanche. Riley showed up with her own lawyer, and it was obvious she had been coached for performative sympathy. Hair tied back, soft makeup, conservative clothes, basically the "I'm fragile but dignified" uniform. She looked like a Pinterest board titled Innocent Victim Aesthetic. When she took the stand, she cried on cue. Full trembling voice and wet eyelashes. She claimed I'd emotionally manipulated her for years. That I controlled who she saw. That I used my mother's death to punish her emotionally. She shook her head like she was reliving trauma. Honestly, if I hadn't lived through it myself, even I might have believed her. Then my lawyer pressed a button on his laptop and the screen lit up with the footage of her throwing scalding coffee at me. Watching her face drop was surreal. She looked like she'd been smacked. Her lawyer just quietly closed his eyes like he briefly wished for death. You could almost hear him thinking, she didn't tell me about this. Then came the burial texts. The audience actually shifted in their seats. Even the judge frowned. When he finally spoke, his tone wasn't angry. It was worse. It was disappointed. "Ms. Adams," he said, slow and controlled, "I've done this work for 2 decades. I've seen true victims of abuse, and I've seen individuals who weaponize the language of victimhood for personal gain. The evidence here shows a deliberate campaign to harass Mr. Ward while he was grieving his mother." He listed every detail. The false accusations. The harassment. The vandalism. The attempt to sabotage my job and housing. All done knowingly, intentionally. Then he granted a 5-year permanent restraining order. 5 years. She can't contact me. Can't come near my home, workplace, or family. She can't mention me on social media. Violating it means immediate arrest. As we walked out of the courtroom, she said one last thing. She looked at me with red eyes and whispered, "I really did love you." I didn't respond. Not because my lawyer warned me not to, although he did. The truth was, I didn't have anything left to say to her. Anything I might have said died weeks ago. That evening, I got a text from Mr. Adams. Just one line. "It's done. She's moving to Texas next week to stay with her mother. Distance is best for everyone." Relief hit me, but it came tangled with something else, exhaustion. It was finally over. No more harassment. No more fear. No more defense mode. But the victory was bittersweet. My mom is still gone. Winning a legal battle doesn't give me back the time I should have had to grieve her. I should have been crying with my dad and sister. Sitting around the dinner table telling stories about her. Looking through photo albums. Instead, I was filing police reports and scrubbing wing sauce off my walls. Riley didn't just harass me. She robbed me of the most vulnerable, sacred weeks of mourning. I don't get those back. My family has been my lifeline. My dad calls every few days. My sister checks in constantly. Last weekend, we made mom's lasagna recipe together over video call. At one point, Dad said, "Your mom would be proud of how you protected yourself. She raised you to stand up for your peace." I didn't know how badly I needed to hear that until he said it. Work gave me 2 weeks of paid bereavement leave starting next Monday. I'm heading to Oregon to finally grieve the way I should have from the beginning. I cleaned out the bedroom last week. Riley's belongings have been gone for a while, but little things were still hiding in corners, hair ties in drawers, a stray earring, an old receipt for one of her content days. I boxed everything up. Mr. Adams picked it up himself. It wasn't sad because I missed her. It was sad because I'm mourning what I thought I had with her. It was never real. Yesterday, I got a text from an unknown number. "I'm sorry for everything. I was wrong. I hope you forgive me someday." For hours I just stared at it. Part of me wanted to reply and unload everything she put me through. Another part of me wanted to just move on and forget her entirely. In the end, I screenshotted it and blocked the number. I forwarded it to my lawyer since it violates the restraining order. Let the consequences handle themselves. I've started looking at new apartments. Not because I have to, but because I need a fresh start. A place without ghosts. Without beer pong counters and funeral day memories. Somewhere she never walked barefoot. Somewhere quiet. My mom had a little tradition. Every Sunday morning, she made banana bread and we'd sit with coffee. Just us. No big conversations, just peace. She called it Sunday morning peace. Not peace. She always joked it was her slice of sanity. I haven't made banana bread since she died. This Sunday, I'm going to try. I found her handwritten recipe card. She scribbled little notes on it like extra vanilla makes it better and let it cool, don't rush it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make banana bread. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to have my Sunday morning peace. I'm not okay yet, but I will be. And for the first time in a long time, I believe that. Edit, the apartment I'm touring next week has big windows, a quiet neighborhood, and a kitchen with enough space for Sunday banana bread. Fresh starts are terrifying. But I think I'm finally ready for one. I wasn't sure I wanted to write this last part. I've been trying to move forward, to let this whole mess settle into the past where it belongs. But I've gotten so many messages asking how things turned out, and I realized, ending a story matters. So here it is. The short version? I'm okay. Actually okay. Not pretending. Not holding it together. Just, okay. The longer version is messier, but real. Riley, the aftermath. The court hearing didn't magically cure her obsession. She violated the restraining order twice. Honestly, I expected it. The first violation was the text I mentioned in my last update. "I hope you forgive me someday." I screenshotted it. Sent it to my lawyer. Done. The second violation happened about 3 weeks later. I was at work, and I got a friend request from a Rachel Anderson. 0 mutuals, fake profile, Pinterest model photo. Then came a message request. "Please just hear me out." I didn't even open it. I screenshotted everything, forwarded it to my lawyer, and went back to my day like she didn't exist. Both violations landed Riley right back in court. She tried to play innocent, claiming the text was just closure and the Facebook message was an accident. The judge wasn't amused. His voice was ice. No contact means no contact. Not through text, not online, not through a fake account. The next violation will result in 30 days in jail. Do I make myself clear? She nodded while crying. Her lawyer looked ready to launch himself through a window. The judge added a written note to the order: any future violation equals immediate arrest. No more warnings. And just like that, the silence began. It's been 5 months. Not a text. Not a fake account. Not a whisper. Mr. Adams still checks in from time to time, mostly just to apologize even though he doesn't owe me one. He told me Riley's still in Texas, working at a restaurant. I didn't ask for details. I don't need them. Starting over. I moved into my new place in January. Top floor, huge windows, nobody above me stomping around. Different neighborhood, clean slate. The first night I slept there, I woke up at 3 a.m. and just breathed. No fear. No dread. No memories attached to the walls. The space felt like mine in a way I hadn't realized I was missing. That first Sunday, I tried to make banana bread using Mom's recipe and burned it so badly the smoke alarm started yelling at me. I tried again the following week and it came out perfect. Now, every Sunday morning I sit by the window with banana bread and coffee. My own version of the Sunday morning peace she used to make for us. A quiet ritual. A reminder of her. It's peaceful. It's grounding. It's mine. Rebuilding a life. I've reconnected with old friends. Not because Riley isolated me on purpose, but because somehow my whole social life just revolved around her world, her crowd, her noise. Now I'm grabbing beers with people I actually like, not standing in someone's kitchen while strangers take selfies for an hour. It feels like getting parts of myself back that I didn't know I'd lost. Dating has been weird. I went on a few dates in the spring. Everyone was perfectly nice, but my guard was up so high I was practically interviewing them for the job of not a psychopath. I didn't realize how much the past year changed me until I found myself scanning for red flags instead of getting to know someone. Then came Sharon. Fourth date, dinner. She asked about my family, and I told her about my mom passing. She paused, put her fork down, and asked, "Do you want to talk about her, or would it feel better not to?" Such a small thing. Asking what I needed instead of making assumptions. I nearly cried into my pasta. We've been seeing each other for 6 weeks now. Slow. Honest. No pretending I'm further along than I am. She understands. That's enough. Family and healing. My dad and sister sold our old house. Too many memories, too many ghosts. They found a smaller place closer to my sister's job. We still do Sunday video calls. Sometimes we cook together. Sometimes we just talk. Sometimes we sit in silence that doesn't feel heavy anymore. They're coming to visit next month. First time they'll see the new apartment. I'm looking forward to it. On my desk at work sits my mom's old watch, a little vintage Timex with a leather band. It stopped ticking years before she passed, and she just kept it tucked in her nightstand, like she couldn't let go of it. I had it repaired. Now it works perfectly. Every time I check the time, it's like a quiet hello. Not painful anymore. Just warm. Closing the chapter. This is probably the final update. There's nothing left to say about Riley. She's gone. The restraining order stands. My life belongs to me again. So what's next? I'm going to keep baking banana bread on Sundays. I'm going to keep choosing peace over chaos. I'm going to build a life that isn't about survival, but about joy. I'm going to honor my mom not by being perfect, but by being kind, strong, and real. That's enough. It's more than enough. Thank you to everyone who listened, supported, or just read along. The story's over. Now I get to live the rest.